Hi, my name is Nico Surecki. I'm the co-director of Sustainable Youth Canada, Montreal. We're a youth organization that focuses on mobilizing youth in the climate space and raising awareness for different environmental issues. Today we're gathered to do a consultation on the right to a healthy environment. We're exploring this issue in the context of Northvolt, a battery plant that's being built just off the island of Montreal, and what those implications for the health of the surrounding community and nature is. So welcome, join us.
Northvolt, a Swedish battery manufacturer, announced in 2023 plans to build a massive battery factory near the Richelieu River between Saint-Basile-le-Grand and McMasterville. The project raises major environmental concerns, including wetland destruction, soil and water contamination, increased erosion, and biodiversity loss. Sienna Margorian prepared an activity explaining the negative impacts of deforestation on ecosystems and gave the group a debrief on the history of the Northvolt site.
The first part of the activity, before we do anything else, I am going to give you a tag, and it's going to be something like in this ecosystem. But I'm going to hang it around your head, and it's going to be on your back, and then we're going to go around and you're going to ask yes or no questions and to figure out what you are.
A theme going here. Come on.
So now what we're going to do is, I'm the sun, so I'm going to start, and I'm going to pass it to one of you and explain how I'm connected to you in some way. And then once you get the yarn, hold it tight, and then you're going to pass it to someone else who you're connected to in some way. We're going to imagine that we are the ecosystem that's living at the Northvolt site. And when they're building the plant, they're going to have to cut down all the trees. So if you are a kind of tree, I want you to let go of your string because we're going to get rid of you. And if you felt the string change after that, let it go. And if you felt the string change after that, you can let it go. The name of this activity is the Web of Life activity, and it's basically just supposed to show us how we're all interconnected in some kind of way. So the drive to build this plant is to feed the North American electric vehicle industry that's booming. North America has a huge market for electric vehicles, and Québec would like to be a major site of the production of these batteries, which is going to be very big for the green economy. The Ministry of the Environment changed the regulations that would ensure that a site with these kinds of specifications would need an environmental assessment. So they changed the rules right before it was announced so that this construction would be able to go through without having to do an environmental assessment here.
Sheer Gruber, our national director, delivered a presentation on the impact of contaminants in water and soil, highlighting the role of wetlands as effective nature-based solutions.
Ecological health is a really interesting term because it can mean a lot of different things to different people. But a lot of the time we think about it as biodiversity, we think about it in terms of carbon in the soil and in the ecosystem. Also, we can think about it in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. In terms of contamination, what even is contamination? Of course, it's based on science. We've seen that certain exposures will cause negative consequences, but they're also entirely dependent on the land zoning. So how you zone the land will determine the contamination.
We then moved into the classroom to participate in a workshop created by National Director Katia Forg to disentangle the concept of a right to a healthy environment in policy.
Kind of a workshop that we've created on the right to a healthy environment. Namely, now one of the groups they want to reach to specifically is youth, because youth are going to be one of the concepts they care about is intergenerational equity, and a lot of the impacts of pollution that we do today will disproportionately impact next generations that haven't caused these issues at all. We can be together. Yeah, so the government declare that we have a right to healthy environment. What they define as a right to healthy environment is everyone in Canada has a right to live in an environment that's protected from toxic substance, pollutants, and waste. So I guess my first question is for each one of you, and you can answer on the little post-it. So just take like a minute or two to say one, do you think you live in a healthy environment? Yes, no, and then reasons why. 3 people who thinks they don't live in a healthy environment. Okay.
I just said no because of the air pollution in a big city like Montreal.
It's also touched on air quality, but that in a lot of urban centers like Montreal, waste management systems aren't super effective.
For the same reason, I was thinking of really large cities like Hong Kong and compared to there, here the air quality is great.
We are so grateful to be joined by two members from the organization Mères au Front, Sylvie Quentin and Isabelle Sénécal, who've been working tirelessly since the announcement of this project to advocate for better environmental protection and community consultation.
Je pense que fondamentalement, c'est toutes des personnes, on est toutes des personnes qui se disaient, on entend la crise climatique, puis on se dit, on ne peut pas juste rien faire, il faut qu'on fasse de quoi. Puis là, en étant ensemble, on trouve des façons de pouvoir intervenir, puis d'essayer d'influencer, puis d'améliorer la situation.
L'indication que lui avait fait, je l'ai écrite, puis il y a d'autres mères au front qui m'ont aidé, qui ont corrigé, tout ça. Puis là, ça tombe juste bien parce qu'on a eu une discussion avec l'agence d'évaluation d'impact qui a dit que notre demande, elle était parfaite. Okay. Ouais. Fait que ça, je me dis, là, c'est super. Il existe à quelque part, dans les groupes environnementaux au Québec, une demande qui est bonne. Fait qu'à cette heure, il reste juste à faire pareil avec d'autres choses.
Des lettres à nos députés, on a écrit à M. Tcherouti, on a... c'est ça, fait qu'on travaillait sur Northvolt aussi en même temps. Il y a eu des manifestations. Il y avait une grande marche funèbre en février. Donc, c'est ça, toujours dans l'optique d'essayer de pousser et d'influencer le plus possible.
Hi, I'm Maren Burke, and I'm the other regional co-director of SYC Montreal. And I'm fresh out of our consultation workshop. It was so inspiring to get to talk with other youth and with figures from established activist organizations in this community. That intergenerational dialogue was so inspiring and so important. And for moving forward in terms of getting involved in Northvolt project activism and climate activism more generally, I really encourage you to reach out to a youth organization that speaks to you. SYC EJC on Instagram is a great place to start, and to keep building communities of care and compassion and resilience and hard work to keep this climate fight going. Bye.